It's 7:10. You cut me off with that sharp little grin. At 7:12, I feel the heat rise under my skin. At 7:15, I breathe once, let your words hit the floor. At 7:18, I answer soft, then I don't beg anymore. At 7:21, you test my edges, try to pull me apart. At 7:24, I keep my footing, I keep my heart. At 7:28, you throw the blame like it belongs in my hands. At 7:30, I say, I hear you, and I stand. At 8 o'clock, I can feel the old storm at my door. At 8:03, I don't feed it like I did before. 8:06, your sharp words fall, but they don't decide me. At 8:09, I choose my breath, I choose my mercy. Trust myself tonight. At 9:05, you reach for old bruises, name every scar. At 9:08, I see the trick, I see who you are. At 9:11, you want a reaction, want me off my feet. At 9:14, I keep my voice level, I don't take the bait in the heat. At 9:17, you push one more time, like that opens the gate. Feel the room try to pull me under. 10:03, but I know my name like a drum knows thunder. 10:06, your sharp words fall, but they don't decide me. At 10:09, I choose my breath, I choose my mercy. At 10:10, I rise, I rise, I rise. At 10:12, I keep my peace alive. At 10:14, I hold my ground and still be kind. At 10:16, strong hands steady mine. At 10:18, I rise, I rise. At 10:20, I let your thunder pass me by. At 10:22, grace in my chest, fire in my spine. At 10:24, I trust myself tonight. The argument break on the shore of my breath. At 11:03, I don't have to win to be whole, to be led. At 11:06, I can feel the rage pass through like rain through cane. At 11:09, still keep my center when you call my name. At 11:12, I don't shrink, I don't snap, I don't hand you my light. At 11:15, I keep my own witness through the thick of the night. At 11:20, I rise, I rise. At 11:22, I keep my peace alive. At 11:24, I hold my ground and still be kind. At 11:26, strong hands steady mine. At 11:28, I rise, I rise. At 11:30, I let your thunder pass me by. At 11:32, grace in my chest, fire in my spine. At 10:24, I trust myself tonight. The room